Hey everyone, it's Spicy Sushi. So today I am really excited to bring you my favorite region on the Atlas, Haewark Hamlet. Now, some of you are probably expecting a harvest analysis for this region, and that will be coming later in the week. But if you haven't seen my last video over Lyra Arthane, I really recommend checking that out. I'm pumping out some videos before the league starts over some low investment and some pretty early on strategies to be relatable and applicable to a lot of beginner, returning, and veteran players alike. And so I am going to come out with that harvest video for the juicers, and I am going to talk about harvest today and how you can use harvest to save yourself so many exalts early league. But this video is also going to show you on low investment, without much thought, without much trading, you can still be making something like even a headhunter in a few days. So that is what we're going to go in today. Here comes the flashbang warning. Here we are. Here is our Atlas passives. Now, the first thing a lot of you probably noticed is we have Essence still. Essence is a crowd favorite. It is how so many people make headhunters in the first few days of a league. It is how so many people make mirrors later into the league with higher optimization. Now, I'm not going to go into Watchstone optimization for this. Of course, I will probably make a video later because once you add Watchstones into Essence farming, this method really gets juice, but that does require pretty expensive watchstones, and it leaves a bit of a sour taste in my mouth if I tell a bunch of newer players, a bunch of returning players, yeah, by the way, to do this strategy, go ahead and get yourself 10 exalts worth of watchstones, right? So anyway, we're not going to do any of that. Basically, the scenario that I'm putting us in is that we are very early on in the league. We are progressing, advancing our Atlas for the first time, and I'm just going to go with you and show you what you should probably pick up. Now, you cannot pick up anything but these two essence nodes first. I'm going to tell you right now, you have to get these two essence nodes. Basically, as soon as you get these, you want to be putting essence on the map device because it's going to take you about 15 maps to get both of these nodes, and it's not probably going to take you much more at all to unlock essence. This is going to add 2 extra essences to your map, and you could get a third. Now with just 2, you are going to be able to get around 6 to 7 chaos value per map, and if you get a third, you could bump that up to 11 to 12. Now this is with proper usage of Remnants of Corruption. If you don't use Remnants of Corruption, it will be a bit lower, and so let me go ahead and go over what those are so I make sure you guys know what you're getting into. Now, you've probably gotten this drop all the time, but this is a Remnant of Corruption right here. This is going to corrupt the Essence node that you get in your maps. You're getting these every single map, and you're not going to be using these Remnants every single map, so you're not going to run out too fast early on unless we get to the later into the league, when this method becomes more advanced. But early on, basically, if you get a med Essence or well, I won't get too much into it, but basically, if you get 3 Shrieking Essences together on a node, you probably want to use a Remnant of Corruption. But if you don't want to think about much, basically, if the essence is purple, use a Remnant on it because you'll be able to get one of these Essence of Horror, Delirium, Hysteria, or Insanity, which are crazy expensive early league. Because people are doing a lot of crafting. If you hit one of these very early, you could be 9 plus chaos, especially if the meta is going to be a massive shakeup. People are going to be crafting, making gear for all the new kinds of variety of builds, and so these essences could be all over the place. Now, sorry about that. And what I meant by the med essences, basically, if you just get purple essences, it has to be a tier 5 essence to get upgraded to the Hysteria, Delirium, and stuff. And these purple essences are already tier 5 for you, so you don't have to worry about it. But I know I just explained all that, but I know a lot of you probably don't like essences because you hate bulk trading. Well, just in time for this league, I have an amazing tool. It is a third-party tool, and I know a lot of you hate third-party tools for POE, but I'm just gonna, if I want to provide it to you because it's extremely quality of life, and if I didn't show this to you, I feel like I'd be, doing you a disservice. And so even if you don't like third-party tools, you can definitely still trade in game, but this will save you so much quality of life. This came out from the Forbidden Trove Discord before this league, and I'm really glad it did because it's going to make this way less painful. And as the TFT bulk selling tool. So let me go ahead and reset this thing for us. so I can show you what it's all about. I will have the description in the Discord, but basically when you sign into it, link your account, it will grab all of your stash tabs, it will sync you to the league, and it is going to use POE Ninja to price them. Now, the issue with POE Ninja pricing your items is it's not going to be totally accurate, so you will want to know a decent price for your item before you do this. But basically, here's my Essence tab. You can find the tab by just typing Essence. And so we're going to select that tab. And you're going to want to go over here and say what is in this tab, basically, that you want to sell. And let's say I want to sell essences. Now, this is actually insane if you think about it, because even if you don't have an Essence tab, like let's say we don't have an Essence tab, you can pick any tab and say that you want to only get the essences from it. You don't have to go spend money on an Essence tab for this. This is so quality of life that it's really unreal. So let's say any tab we have, Cortex Fossils, this. I have essences in this tab. I want to grab the essences from this. Now, I don't have any essences in that tab, but I wanted to show you that. So let's go to my actual essence tab though. I'm going to pull the essences from it, select, and here is all of my essences right here. Now, wow, I have 125 deafening. Okay. Anyway, here are your essences, and you want to select the ones that you want to sell. Now, I usually only sell Shrieking and Deafening. I don't upgrade my Shrieking to Deafening, but let's say I only want to sell something if it's worth at least 2 chaos or 1 chaos. So our minimum asking price is going to be 1 chaos, and I'm going to hit the check mark, and I want my minimum chaos value to be 1, or no, I want my minimum stack of essences. I want to only sell an essence if I have at least 5 of that essence. And then I'm going to hit that check mark, and it's going to deselect all of these that I only have 1 of, or 3 of, or 2 of. So these are all that's being selected here. It's telling me how much I'm going to be asking for it. You can increase the multiplier on this. So let's say I have like 2 chaos, 3 chaos, or POE Ninja has it at this. I can set this to, I want to sell this in bulk because I have 125, so maybe I can do a 25% markup, and it's going to automatically do that for you. Now, once you have what you want selected, I'm probably going to be using this tool throughout the league, so don't worry. So I'll show you other uses of it, but so far this is my favorite, is essences. All you have to do is hit generate Discord message, because we're going to be selling these on the TFT website. You want to put your IG in here for sure. So maybe it's just sushi, like mine is Sushi Stacks right now. And I am using Firefox. If you're not using Firefox, Chrome is a lot easier to do this with. But for Firefox, I'm going to click generate Discord message or image. If you have Chrome, it'll already automatically copy this to your clipboard. So you won't have to worry about that. But for me, I do have to right click, copy image. And then I'm going to go over to the TFT Discord now. So let me make sure I'm not showing anything. But anyway, here we go. So at the start of next league, when we join the TFT Discord, and I know this is a really overwhelming, this is a lot of stuff in this Discord. I mean, there's over 200,000 people, but this is such a massive tool. Now, when I get to this Discord, all you have to do is scroll down to the Essence, the Expedition Softcore. Well, it's going to be called Scourge Softcore Bulk. But we have a tab dedicated for bulk essences. Now, people are all using the bulk tool already, but here's how it works. I copied that image. I'm going to press Control V, and then I have my image. And then so all I have to do now is go to generate Discord message, and go back to the Discord. This is only for Firefox. If you use Chrome, it's way easier, but here it is. So this is what it'll look like. If you do Chrome, all you have to do is press Control V. It's going to pull up, like when you type in this Discord, all you'll have to do is just hit Control V, and it's going to pull up the image for you. And then you just have to press Control V again. Don't just like double mash Control V. But yeah, so that's what your message is going to look like. So basically I grab this, copy image, go over to Discord, do that. And for Firefox, I have to copy it again, basically. But yeah, and then I do that and I paste it. So that's what it's going to look like right there. And then my name is right here. So the buyer can just literally message me, and I can sell my essences really quick. I'm going to go ahead and delete that, but people, eat up essences early. Crafters need essences, so it is going to be, they're going to message you so fast, and you don't even have to worry about any trading after that. And so I just want to show that for you guys. If you don't like third-party tools, you can obviously just sell these like normal, but this is insanely quality of life. So I hope it does help you. This will be in the description. But anyway, let's go ahead and go to the second point, is my other passives that I recommend. Now, first of all, I'm going to go over the passives that I do not recommend, and that is Metamorph. If you liked Metamorph in past leagues, I do understand why, because Catalysts have a lot of value early on in the league, which is the main thing a Metamorph drops. But the problem is that high yield, which is this node right here, the best node for Metamorph, has been significantly nerfed because it doesn't have its companion node, which was the one that let you have 2 Metamorphs in your map. So the only way that Metamorph is usually good is if you do a polished or gilded scarab, because you get a lot of samples with really good rewards. And the issue is that that node's no longer here. So you're going to have an overflow of rewards. You're not going to be able to get all of them, get the max value of 2 Metamorphs. And this rogue Metamorph that you might think is good to have on your map, like a regular Metamorph and a 50% chance for an extra. Well, that extra Metamorph it's just random rewards. It could be, all those rewards could just be gray rewards, meaning no, like nothing. It give you nothing at all. And so it has extremely low value here. I would not recommend this whatsoever. Now, let me go into Seance. I wouldn't recommend Seance. This is kind of a min-max strategy that is very complicated if you want to maximize this. Otherwise, it is decent because you can get about 600 to 800% rarity, which means a lot of unique drops and a lot of chaos recipe from the quantity that it gives. But it's just a little too complicated because I think you could just get a lot more value by something like Ritual. Now, Ritual and Essence, both of these scale with map tier. So that's why I really do recommend that. This is unlike the Lyra strat in that you could do just white maps for full value of Breach. For this, you will want to push up through your maps, push up through your Atlas if you want to do this strategy, because as you get to around tier 7 maps, essences do get more value because shrieking essences are more common. And ritual rewards improve exponentially as you move up through the tiers. And so while essence a little bit insignificant in its gain per map tier, ritual is pretty significant. And so this is a method that I would not recommend the camping in white maps, but rather as you work through the Atlas. Now, your 5th node that I recommend, this is going to be a little bit controversial. Some people are going to say Jun for Syndicate. Some people are going to say Harvest. Now, I'm going to say the Grove's Call from Harvest, and I will explain why, but I do want to go over why some people might say Jun. Now, Syndicate, if you did not know, was a pretty good source of chase uniques. I know it's funny to call them chase uniques since Next League has so many chase uniques being released, but yeah, Syndicate was actually a source of chase uniques through the Cinder Swallow Flask and through the Devouring Diadem and the Cane of Kulamok. But the problem is that Cinder Swallow is actually trash now. It's only like a POB warrior, like a POE Ninja DPS warrior item in my opinion, because it has such tragic uptime. And it's also having the crit mod removed. And also Devouring Diadem has been ripped apart with the reservation efficiency change. And so as a result, Cinder Swallow in the past leagues was like 2 to 3 exalts when it dropped, so a lot of people like to rush Jun. And look at this. This is absolutely tragic. 20 to 15 to 11 chaos last league in the first week. Now, Devouring Diadem might experience the same drastic decline. So basically, I don't recommend Syndicate. Isling is not good until later in the league. It's hard to sell it, and it only sells for like 1 to 2 exalts. And because no one really needs to use an island craft early, so you're really just looking at scarabs, which are going to be good. I'm not going to lie, scarabs are going to be good. They are going to be profitable, especially Breach, because of all the people doing Lyra Breach. There's so many videos I've seen already out from people doing Lyra Breach, so it's going to be packed, guys. But so if you really like Syndicate, you could do it for scarabs. I'm not going to go over how to optimize that for scarabs because that's a whole nother topic. But for those of you like Syndicate, you could do that. Now, what I'm going to recommend to end this video is you do the Grove's Call. Yes, my favorite League Mechanic harvest. I do recommend it, even if you don't want to optimize it like I do and get into the complexity of it, because it's just so unbelievably strong for a League start. There's a reason why so many SSF players take Harvest as one of their first nodes, besides like Essence. And that is because it's just so incredibly valuable. Because you can just craft your own gear. You can save yourself so many exalts from Harvest from taking the Sacred Grove node, the Grove's Call, because you get about an 8% chance flat to get a Harvest in your map. The plus 10% is going to be an 18%. I think the small nodes are going to be basically additional crafts, so your Reforged Chaos more common, you might get more of those than it says. But anyway, I want to do a little demo on why this is so incredible. Let's say we're playing Toxic Rain. One of the important things on Toxic Rain is getting a pretty decent damage over time multiplier quiver with some life and maybe some resistance, but mainly it's that multi and that life is what you're going to mainly see people go for. And let's say we picked up one. Now, I don't know too much about the build just yet, but basically, let's say we bought a Hunter. I do know you like Hunter mod. Let's say your item level 75. We just bought it off the market. And we're going to, let's say in our map, we got some Chaos more common Reforges. We're just passively getting this harvest as we're doing this strategy. We run into the Sacred Grove. We get some Chaos Reforges from our plants. And let's go ahead and just use maybe a few of them on our quiver. Now, we've already hit Chaos Damage over Time Multiplier with attack skills for Toxic Rain, but we've hit really pathetic life, so I would keep going on this. But basically, you're not really losing anything. You're already getting a lot of money from your essences, and you're already getting a lot of money from your rituals. And so, in my opinion, you might as well, if you get a harvest, go ahead and use your, some reforges on this. And so that's what we're doing here. Basically, right here is we hit tier 2 chaos damage over time multiplier, +1 max chaos res. We got our cold resistance, and we can go ahead and finish this off with just a max life craft. And now with this, I've already saved myself probably 20 to 30 chaos because I just decided to do passive harvest. And you can do this with many other things. I use harvest a lot early to self-craft my gear, so I don't have to spend money. Saving money by not spending it and crafting your gear yourself just passively is a great thing to do, and so that option is definitely there. Now, anyway guys, that's going to be it for this video. I have more planned, but I hope this was helpful to you, and I am super excited for Scourge. I have a lot of more strategies coming out, so look forward to that. See ya.